Today, I'd like to make the case for ethical witness interviewing by police. For a long time, police interviews have been conducted with the goal of securing a conviction. Unfortunately, interviewing methods that focus solely on convictions create problems because they bias the information police seek. The focus on convictions creates investigative tunnel vision, which can lead to wrongful convictions. In fact, the Innocence Project notes that bad witness interviewing practices are a common factor in 75% of wrongful convictions. This is why I advocate humanitarian police interviewing. The philosophy of humanitarian interviewing is to obtain information, and to do this, police officers have to keep an open mind while they gather evidence, and remember that they're seeking the truth, not a conviction. By collecting information and looking for facts that are checkable and verifiable, the evidence is able to speak for itself. Unfortunately, it's not as easy as it sounds, and there are many barriers that police officers have to overcome when interviewing. Witnesses are a vulnerable population, and being interviewed by the police may cause a lot of stress and anxiety. So how can we overcome this? To start, a lot can be said for just being nice to somebody. In police interviews, this is called rapport building, and it's composed of many practices like explaining the intent of the interview and promising not to judge or interrupt a witness. By doing these small things, police officers can help alleviate the anxiety that witnesses feel. On top of that, rapport building has been shown to increase willingness to provide information, leading to more verifiable facts for police officers. This is where I come in. My name is Zach Keeping, and my research looks at nudging as a tool for information provision. Nudging is a theory that suggests that positive reinforcement can help achieve cooperation. In my experiment, I compared 3 principles of nudging to a standard interview that had elements of rapport building included, and to do this, I had participants watch a video and then I interviewed them about the video they watched. First, the experiment looked at reciprocity. Reciprocity just means if you give me something, I'll give you something back. In my experiment, I gave witnesses food and a drink, but it turns out that didn't do much to get them to speak more about what they witnessed. But then I looked at consistency. Consistency means if somebody promises to work hard in an interview, they actually will work harder to provide information. I asked people to sign a contract to promise to work as hard as they could, and they did. Just promising to work hard led to a 21% increase in accurate information provided. Next, I looked at social proof. Social proof means when people are put in a new situation and don't know how to act, they look for others who are like them for how to behave. To do this, I told witnesses a story about a great witness I interviewed earlier in the day that remembered a ton of information, and the results were huge. I found that social proof led to a 38% increase in accurate information provided. Even more importantly, the increase in accurate information for both conditions did not lead to an increase in inaccurate information provided. These findings are important for ethical interviewing, and now I want to work with police organizations to help apply my findings to real interviews. I believe we can work together to make my story our story, and make the case for ethical interviewing. I'd also like to thank SSHRC for funding Research for a Better Life.